What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity? I hope you guys are doing well. The more that I've had time to reflect on Modern Warfare 3, the more that I'm pissed off about Modern Warfare 2's life cycle. It feels like we had an entire year of a developer completely ignoring the community, not addressing the main gameplay concerns, and then just allowing the other guys to do it. Hey, I'm going to be gone in a year. Just you guys clean up our mess. That's how it felt. It felt like a company on their way out. So they're like, you know what, we don't really care. And that's what we got with Modern Warfare 2. We got a game that had a ton of potential, that had an opportunity to be a love letter to the past, and instead it combined some of the worst of the present and delivered us maybe the worst Call of Duty game we've seen in a while. Now, obviously, Vanguard sucks from a playability standpoint, but from every other area, Modern Warfare 2 was just an abysmal, awful entry for Call of Duty. And that's the disappointing part, because it could have been this beautiful love letter to Modern Warfare 2 from 2009. It had the opportunity to do so and just never ran with it, never took the opportunity. And it's so disappointing because I wanted them to. I wanted them to try to reignite this franchise, reignite that passion and love that this franchise once had for one of the most beloved games in that franchise. But Modern Warfare 2 fell short on that because they decided to stay focused on their vision. And I still don't know what their vision was. A mediocre game that pros hated, a mediocre game that so many people moved away from early on in the game's life cycle, a mediocre game that was only successful because every single week they were pumping out a new microtransaction for little Timmy that he needed to purchase from his divorced parents' credit card so that one of them might love him. I don't really know. But it feels as if they were so concerned about the microtransactions that they never really poured any effort into the gameplay or into any enhancements for the game overall. They left bugs in the game from launch all the way through till later on in the year, especially the UAV bug, especially the issues in Search and Destroy where you literally would never be able to load another player. These are issues that were known from day one that were never fixed. How about all the other criticisms that we've highlighted time and time again? The UI, for crying out loud. The amount of times that they told us, don't worry, we're working on a fix, and then never fixed it. And then they decided, hey, we're going to make Warzone 2.0 and make changes no one asked for and be surprised, shocked Pikachu face when the community didn't like it. Modern Warfare 2 might be an example of a development team that just had way too much ego that needed to be taken back down to earth. And I think maybe, hopefully, Infinity Ward learned something from this year. I don't know if they did or not. I mean, they have a pretty cool event coming up with the Haunting of Call of Duty. That's kind of cool. But outside of that, like, what else have they done? What else have they done to change our perception of Call of Duty? They haven't really done much. They've been such an utter disappointment at every single turn. And it's just like, give us more. Give us something to rally behind. And Modern Warfare 2 would constantly shoot themselves in the foot, would constantly take one step forward and two steps back. They constantly turn their back to the community. They wouldn't listen to feedback. And on top of it, they had to navigate one of the worst PR disasters in the entirety of Activision's history with the whole SM2 and X-Labs debacle. That was a major thorn in their side. I know it. It was something that they didn't want to address, didn't want to talk about. And on top of it, don't forget this. Not only was that a thing, they also sent cease and desist orders to people who recreated Call of Duty maps in Fortnite Creative. That was during the Modern Warfare 2 life cycle. This game had to combat all of that negative PR and did it awfully. Because guess what? Nobody at Infinity Ward spearheaded change. Nobody at Infinity Ward was like, hey, we'll take all this feedback and we'll change the perception of Call of Duty. We'll change the perception of MW2. No, instead they're like, hey, we might add this map in the next season. We might not. Depends how it playtests. And they release a map that is just not good enough. And that's how it felt all year long. It was a game that was never good enough. It was a game that was never ready. Was never complete. From day one, it felt unfinished until today, where it still feels unfinished. Because guess what? Modern Warfare 3 is the finished product of Modern Warfare 2. And they could never figure out how to add red dots on the minimap. It blows my mind, man. It blows my mind that after all of the people criticized them, Told them put them back in the game. They still refuse to do it. The nameplates. Oh, we're looking at different ways to do it. Why? Why are you looking at different ways to do it? Just simply put nameplates. Modern Warfare 3 could figure it out in like 3 days. And you guys couldn't do it over the course of an entire year? Either you're completely inept at your job, or you just didn't care about delivering a good product to your community. And I believe it's the latter. I actually believe that Infinity Ward did not care about delivering a good product to their customer. Instead, they were focused on creating as much revenue for Activision as possible. And yeah, they created a lot of revenue. Yeah, they generated a lot of revenue this year. But they also alienated a lot of people. And that alienation has forced Sledgehammer Games to try to be the good guy here, and honestly, they're probably going to fail. I've looked at my comments, I read all of my comments, and the way this Call of Duty community feels towards Call of Duty right now isn't very positive. People aren't jazzed about MW3. They should be. It's an okay game. It's not too bad. It's something to build off of. But they've seen this game before. They've heard the song and dance that it's going to be well supported, that it's going to be the best and biggest and brightest Call of Duty of all time. But you never follow through on that promise. You never follow through to make the game better. You consistently let the community down. And Modern Warfare 2 is just another game that showcases the amount of hubris this franchise has developed within its own studios. The game needed serious change and adjustments from day one, and we never got them. Remember when the game launched without challenges, without barracks? That was unacceptable. But guess what? Infinity Ward didn't really seem to care. They never apologized. They never did anything to make us feel as if they cared, because they never did. They never cared about you, the community member. They never cared about making a game that was supposed to be a love letter to its predecessor. It slapped Modern Warfare 2 from 2009 in the face and said, how do you like that? We're the big dog on campus now. Are you kidding me? What an absolute utter joke. You had an infinite money glitch at the palm of your hands, and you squandered it by being egotistical, by being incompetent. That was what Modern Warfare 2 was, and their entirety of their life cycle will live in infamy as a case study on how not to operate a game during a life cycle. How to not operate a game to its fullest potential. Because guess what? Modern Warfare 2 never achieved its full potential. It never achieved the opportunity to actually be a good game. It was always overshadowed by all of the issues that plagued the game day in and day out. What a frustrating experience. What a frustrating year. And it's nice that we're going to all have this warm, fuzzy feeling as it comes to an end with the Haunted and Call of Duty event. Where was this in January? Where was this in December? Remember when it took them 3 months to put League Play in the game and then pretended like that was the big thing for Season 2? Meanwhile, they didn't add anything new to the game. It's just incompetency. It's laziness. It's a development team that had zero passion for the project they worked on. The only reason why Infinity Ward made Call of Duty was because they were contractually obligated to. Because I guarantee you the developers there did not want to work on this game. They did not want to put their blood, sweat, and tears into making a project that the community would be proud of. That they would be proud of. Like, how do you look at Modern Warfare 2 and say, Mom, look at the amazing game I made? You can't. It's the same thing with Madden and EA Sports games. How can a developer be proud of the work they're doing when it's received like that and it's so bad game in and game out? But I'm getting sidetracked. The main purpose here is to focus back on the fact that Modern Warfare 3 highlights the incompetency of Infinity Ward. And every time I played that game, I was quickly reminded of the incompetencies of Infinity Ward and the fact that they couldn't get their act together during the entirety of Modern Warfare 2's life cycle. So that's it for today's video. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. How did you feel about MW2 during its entirety of its life cycle? Were you happy with it at one point? Did you turn your back on it? Did you feel alienated? Would love to hear your thoughts down below. Especially if you love the game. Honestly, if you love Modern Warfare 2, hit me up on Twitter with a DM or hit me up with a little @ and we'll have a chat because I'm very curious as to why people like that game. And this isn't me going to try to insult you in any way, shape, or form. I like when people like things. You can like things, it's fine. But I want to know why. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. So comment down below, let me know. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.